No randoms.
Marcus, you up next too? Where the babies at? He got up and walked away. My boy, yo. Welcome back to the No Randoms podcast. You got your boy Kev.
What up, what up? Anton is back.
Javo's here.
Marcus is
There
here
he
as
is.
well.
He walked back.
I walked back.
He did. He walked back slow, like
Slowly.
rather deliberately. Looks like my man is not ready to bring no kids into the podcast.
Put that on
That's
me,
okay.
Ricky
We
Bobby.
got plenty.
Don't put that on me.
I promise you, we got plenty of childrens over here. We're set,
You got kids in the metaverse.
For real.
right? We got kids in the metaverse. We got people children. We got puppy children.
I got cryptocurrency. I got kids to feed, boy.
I got meta babies. I don't know. I got NFT childrens. I'm done. Shoot. How y'all doing this week? What's new?
Oh, not too bad, man. Just been pretty slow week for me. I've been stuck on Tarkov. I'm pretty addicted. I was telling Marcus
I've been
earlier.
interested to hear more about it.
Man, I'm like, so I appreciate, even if my statement was controversial, but I really do appreciate my boys John, Mike, JM, and Glitch Wizard, even Maddie up in Canada. I'm not even sure what race he is, but I don't really give a fuck. I can just tell you this. Those guys have been teaching me this game very well. It's a very, I've talked about it. It's very complicated, but it's so fun to come back to. I'm level 5 now.
Hey.
Your boy's been taking out level 14s, and I think I took out a 24 the other day. So I'll send you a clip
I need
on
to
that.
pull this
bro.
up because I don't even like. I don't know if this is like spells or guns or.
It's
I think I
all
was telling y'all.
military.
To me, Tarkov is DayZ. Like those are the same thing
Yeah.
in my head when y'all talk about it.
I don't know why, but like when you said like a level 14 nigga, I don't know why. I imagine somebody with like Adrian's physique and like me just acing that nigga. You know what I mean? Like in real life. Like, yo, I just aced a level 14 nigga, bro. Like I'm trying to imagine that to like real life size. That's funny.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
crazy.
gonna pull it up right now.
So you in there sweating, boy.
Oh, bro, I'm starting to a little bit. Like I was telling Marcus earlier, I've never had a game that like from beginning to end, my heart is just racing. As soon as you load in with whatever, kit you bring. So I'll usually bring like an SKS, a little bit of water, a little bit of food, because you have to worry about your health and energy. Matches can take anywhere from 50 to 30 minutes long, depending on where you drop in on the game. And sometimes you might have to cross across these maps just to get to extraction points to leave the game safely. So there's a lot of intensity and anxiety that can like build in this game, but it's so much fun. I enjoy it. That's what I've been pretty much addicted to this week. Until Elden Ring drops. I think that'll be my next new game. But, get a little deeper on that.
Tarkov this week.
sometime
I'm
later.
ready for it to come to VR. Once we get Tarkov on VR, we lost Javo forever.
We lost Javo for life.
It's a wrap.
He gonna be out there.
Let's do the podcast on
It's a
Tarkov.
wrap for most of us.
I want to shout to the background back there as well. I see you evolving. You stepping on up.
I appreciate that. Yeah, man. I just wanted
You're
to
Plant
kind of
Daddy.
open the room up a little bit.
Right?
Right? Plant Daddy. I know.
Got the
Those
big old
stairs looking
mustache.
Great, healthy. Bad boys are fat, man. Or girls.
Look at that black boy joy right there. Yeah. What else? What y'all been playing? Anton, you got anything good this week?
Man, I've been you know me, I've been on the Ark, man. I've been doing my solo dolo thing on the Ark, doing the exploring, doing my own survival, my own sweating on there. That's been fun. Doing my taming thing, building Banton's Ark for the new coming age. But besides that, also been on that Metro Exodus game. That's been a lot of fun too. Doing a little old
Right.
story game.
You mentioned that. Yeah.
Yeah, been
And what's
enjoying
that one
that.
about quickly?
It's like a post-apocalyptic game based in Russia. Like, I don't know, just like all them shits. But I haven't gotten too far into it, but from like what I've gotten so far, you're some what do they call those? Like freedom fighters. Like you're trying to get like outside contact with people, but there's like these like zombie like morphed creatures that like you have to dodge, and like you're trying to get like radio signal, but there's like a big massive war going on between like the world and like communication and like the control and stuff like that. So I don't know. I'm slowly unraveling it, but it's
Is
fun.
it more story mode, or it's like PvP, PvE? Is it story mode? What is it?
No, it's all story mode. It's a single player story mode game. Yeah, so
very cool.
Kind of a different change of pace from the PvP games all day. You know what I mean? It's been kind of fun. I guess it's based off of a book. I guess those are based off of some Metro books or something like that.
That's what's up.
So.
Did you play any of the
It's actually it's a pretty in depth like for like a first person story game. It's pretty. They have some good cutscenes. I'd be like, oh shit!
Hey, I watched a little bit of your stream, and I thought just that opening part on the train looked wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you seen that?
Yeah.
That shit was
Did you
wild.
play any of the other Metro Exodus games, like back on PlayStation 4, PS3?
No, that was my first one.
Okay.
Or this is my first one, I guess. But yeah, I guess it is a series. I guess there's a few of them. But it's been fun.
I think there's like 4 of them.
Kind of getting into that.
Oh yeah.
Metro.
Oh, that might be a nice recap. I don't know, Marcus. Think about it, my boy.
You know, I'm still playing Destiny, still on Apex. Hopped on my Switch and started playing Vigor. Not sure if any of you heard that game. I'm sure. I think Anton, we talked about it when it first dropped on PlayStation. Yeah, Vigor.
What's that one?
It's kind of like
Vigor.
Yeah, it's kind of like Escape from like Turbo. It's a game just like that. You go in, there's multiple maps. You land in, you get loot, and you try to extract. If you die, you lose everything that you have, and you got to kind of start all over again. Been playing that on the Switch. Been pretty cool. Been pretty fun.
Is that what you were just playing right now?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was just playing while we were waiting.
I might need to hop on there with you. And that's multiplayer, yeah?
Multiplayer, yep. Co-op multiplayer.
Very cool. I'm with it. We're playing some good stuff. I hopped in a little bit of Apex with you this week. We got a couple rounds in. This has been an interesting week for me. I think what I've mostly played, as y'all already know, is Football Manager. So, like, very popular, like, wildly popular game. It's not new to us or to a lot of people in the football world. But explaining this to, like, my family was so funny. They're like, so you don't play? I'm like, no, you don't play. You just, like, make the decisions and, you know, set, like, budgets and decide who's going to play. And, so I'm settling into my old man gaming here. But I really enjoy it. Football Manager on mobile, which we've talked about a lot, Marcus. Because I think you got it on Xbox, and it's on Game Pass, I think day one, which is awesome. But for me, it's been really key to play mobile. I'm not a big mobile gamer, but that was part of, you guys know I got that new, the new iPhone Pro Mega, big version. Just so I could see, like, what is it even like? You know, normally when I try mobile gaming, I'm like, well, I don't have the tech for it, so of course it doesn't go great. But let's go get the newest, the latest and greatest, and see how it performs. So it's been fine. But even like, I'm not really gonna play Halo competitive. I did the one time, but I'm not trying to play Halo multiplayer on like my phone. Really, it's just kind of small and tricky. But Football Manager is the perfect type of game for mobile. So I've been really enjoying it. I think I played through like 8 or 10 matches this morning, just hanging out, like baby sleep, and I was just rolling through.
What's the record?
Match after match. I have only lost one. I'm kind of tight. I lost to Liverpool. It was rough.
Ooh.
I think Virgil van Dijk scored from 30 yards out. It was rough. I know, they're not even like that good in the league. I was hurt, bro. I think.
Are you running with actually like Man City?
Of course. Oh yeah, which is it's a lot of fun with City because with some clubs you're trying to find what players to play, to field the best squad. With City, it's the best squad, but you have so many good players 100%. Too. You have to keep the rotations going. So I got my rotation ironed out. This is the best for Champions League. But this nigga Jack Grealish just signed for like 100 zillion million pounds, and he's like, "What's up? I gotta play." So it's been fun. And then also you take like rather in-depth control of the reserves and the U18s and stuff like that, which you don't see as much in the FIFA game. So it's been a lot of fun. Man, they do a lot, like suggesting what players should mentor each other and putting players on loan to your affiliate clubs, which is fun. So I'm just learning a lot more about football. I am, if you guys see here, sitting up atop the Prem, but Leicester is only 1 point behind, and they have a game in hand. So I might be back 2 points if they win this next match. We're doing okay. Yeah, they got United in third, Javo. There you go.
We move on.
Speaking of United, it was a rough week.
I know.
What's that?
That boy Coutinho. Oof,
right?
That boy Coutinho's on that ass.
Upset United. So let me hop on real quick. Gerrard.
We got nothing from our
nothing
in-house
from the United
supporter.
guy.
That's okay.
Nothing from the
Nah,
United.
It's been a
I
while.
haven't watched the game.
Bro.
I was busy. I had other shit going.
Hey, as a Chargers fan my whole life, let me tell you the way that I feel that. I feel that.
That's
Chargers
hilarious.
I didn't
I
even
do not
watch.
claim any negative energy. That's what Javon just said.
Yeah, whatever. I still support that nigga, so like, sure. Oh, yo, let me
Thanks,
tell you
sir.
the way I avoided all of sports television this week. After the Chargers Raiders debacle, I was like, all right, I just can't watch TV this week. That's cool. Just
Yeah, I don't watch football anymore.
I skipped all ESPN, all Fox Sports, no Athletic. I just didn't
I
want to
deleted
hear about
Madden.
sports.
Did you
Until
really?
after the Raiders deleted Madden. That's some shit I would do. I'm done with football until next year. Fuck this, Brandon Staley. Hey, let me tell you one thing, though. Let me tell you, my heart was happy and secure. I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that Coach Brandon Staley is a Charger at his heart. Because that nigga found yet a new way for us to lose. A new way for us to lose.
Hey,
I've
I'm
been
giving him a
reinventing this
chance.
game my whole life. 30 years.
I'm
Oh
giving
my
him
god, a
chance.
new way. Nobody did not talk about that shit. They're like, how did this
I
happen?
know.
Who
I felt the
does that?
narrative was built. I thought it was a brilliant timeout, in my opinion. But hey, we can go deep on that. So
Yeah, we should
I'd
stop.
rather
We
not.
should stop.
Yeah.
All
But,
right,
you know,
shoot.
it's cool.
Right, I want to roll into. It's not new for us, at least.
Right.
Let's roll into. You love to see it this week. I got a fun one. Again, nothing too crazy in depth, but I thought this was cool to see. I don't know if y'all saw this. I know Marcus did because he's been producing his butt off. Headline: Halo Infinite's cosmetics will be cheaper starting next week. This comes from Kotaku.com. Says, since Halo Infinite's multiplayer was released in November of last year, that was a great surprise, the free-to-play shooter's cosmetics and microtransactions have been heavily criticized and debated, with many feeling the prices on in-game items are too high. According to 343 Industries, things are about to change. Starting next week on Tuesday, January 18th, players can expect reduced prices on cosmetic items in the store, as well as some other welcome changes too. Yesterday night on Twitter, I think this is a few nights ago now, 343's head of design, Jerry Hook, explained that the developer behind the latest Halo entry has been monitoring the discussions around Infinite's in-game store and was ready to announce some changes. The first and arguably best change is that prices across the store will be reduced. This comes from a tweet from Jerry Hook. He says, "We've been monitoring the discussions on the shop, bundles, and pricing closely since launch. Using data and community feedback, we're going to begin rolling out changes to how we package and price items in Halo Infinite, and it all starts next week." I think this is amazing. Yet another moment of, and you know, Halo and Microsoft Xbox are so tied together. Again, that's why I went back, right? They're one and the same. Yet another win for Xbox and Halo. And again, we talk about it so much. Just listening to the community, just kind of pay attention to what you're doing and you know, think about what product you're delivering to the people. Y'all got thoughts on this?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I mean,
I like it.
I think it's dope that, like you said, they're really listening to the community and the gamers. Like, I mean, we all play Halo, right? So it's just like we all get on and we all want our character to look cool, but do we really want them to look cool for $35? I don't really know about that, but
Yeah.
yeah. So
That's like the bitter side to it. That's like how I feel
Right.
about Apex. Like I like it, but then sometimes I'm like, damn you.
Like, especially if you're not like, especially
that
if you're
guy
not like
looks so
fully
cool.
invested into the game. Because like me, for someone like that, like I'll come and dive in Apex, like once every couple months. Like, you know,
right.
but sometimes they'll get caught slipping, bro. I'll see a dope ass skin. I'll be having fun on the game. And I think I'm gonna be like on here for a minute. I'll get the new Bloodhound skin, and the next, you know, I haven't played for the rest of that season. And then it's like,
I've done that so many times.
yeah, I don't know. So it gets,
That's
it
new
gets-
with
it
Fortnite.
can be-
I was telling y'all, I go in there and like a new skin will come out. They're like, "Oh, we got the ninja skin." I'm like, "I work with Ninja. I love him." I go and buy the ninja skin. I don't play Fortnite. I just have a bunch of skins that I
have
like. It's
skins?
like
Yeah.
it feels more like an NFT collection to me. If that makes sense, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
my gallery of what I've collected, more than it is like what I actually even play in.
But it's not though.
You know, it's actually a good point, and I kind of thought deeper than
Right.
that. Like,
Yeah, it gets
No,
deeper.
you're right.
Just sorry, Kevin. Like, just make it really think about that. Like, God damn it, because these niggas could really just take it away, and you really thought like that money. This money ain't shit. This money.
And again, I can't
gone.
display it somewhere else. I can't take
you
it to
can't
another
take
game.
it.
And if
No, I
Fortnite
can't
ever
run in
decides to,
Tarkov again.
You can sell
right,
your
I don't
account
own that
though.
at all. It's I license it, so it's just like
Yeah.
like music,
Yeah.
right? Like when we're listening to music on Spotify, or we buy a track, we don't like own it on Spotify, right? We can't download the MP3 and move it. We're just borrowing it, like we're just using yours. So we pay to license these things from Fortnite versus like NFTs and stuff. I don't want to get too far into it, but I just made my Ready Player Me over the weekend. I was telling you, Javo.
Mm-hmm.
There's only a few like avatar companies I think that matter or are gonna matter. Ready Player Me and Genies I think are the two, like the only ones. So when y'all get a chance, get up in there. Genies you can't get access to right now. Ready Player Me, you can jump in. And so that's where you can make your avatars that go across different metaverse spaces.
Yes.
You can use it in VR chat and in VR meeting.
Okay.
But also it's got in it like the clothes and stuff are NFTs, right? You can actually own these things. And it already exists, but Ready Player Me is what's fueling a lot of the major platforms you'll see come out. So I don't know if they're going to cut it off or not. Get in there ASAP though. I posted it on LinkedIn and I got mad love from the community.
Okay.
So either way, we're getting far from it, but that was the idea. Reducing prices and really just I think that's where we landed. Being thoughtful about what you're delivering to your audience, right? So like we just said, we want to own some of these things. We like to use them. We'll buy them even when we can't use them, right? So you might be leaving money on the table if the prices are too expensive. I might come and give you money even if I'm not playing the game. So something to think about. Shouts to Jerry Hook and Xbox/Halo/Microsoft continues to have the best ear to the community. Like really, really, they just
they really do.
Small things, right? It's not a giant tech shift. They didn't have to rehire the whole squad. Just make a little change. Love it.
Way better than 2K. Catch a strays.
Mr. Javo, want to hop into this?
Oh yeah,
we
got some esports news. Well, this is actually a little late. This happened probably around the end of the year. But I don't know if you guys are familiar with Myth. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not
TSM Myth.
too familiar. I mean, I've seen him around. I've seen him through the gaming community. I see that he's really big on Fortnite too. But it looks like the team that he has been tied with for 3 years, TSM FTX, he has announced that he is leaving the organization as a content creator. Myth has over 7.4 million followers on Instagram. So yeah, I might not be too familiar, but there's a lot of people who know who this man is. Myth joined TSM in 2018, originally part of the team as a professional Fortnite roster. He decided to leave, as he explained, as he doesn't feel like a family anymore for him. He highlights that the recent departure of his former TSM president, Lena Zhu Berzegzin. Don't know I tried that. I swore I wasn't going to try that. I was just going to be a new one of y'all were going to make me try that.
Go for it, you just gotta,
I decided to try it.
You gotta just go into it like I did.
Right? So it looks like he wants to use his time to focus on himself and explore what he really wants to be as a content creator. Now, I read a little bit more that it's not as simple as just like him not feeling like a family. He explained that he doesn't feel like they have been using him as he thought he was supposed to be used these last couple of years as a content creator, which is very true. So again, like I said, for a man who, when I did some research on him, who has a pretty big following, again, I barely see
Myth is one of the
around.
OGs.
Huh?
Yeah, he's like in that Shroud, Ninja, Pokimane,
exactly.
Dr. Disrespect. He's like one of the OG. He was playing I can't remember the name of the game, but he was playing Fortnite before Fortnite. Like Epic's, they had a battle royale game that was before Fortnite. So he's one of the OG guys. Yeah.
And I think he had him and another team, another two guys. I should have got their names there. I looked at their names, but I just felt like to me it didn't matter at the moment. But either way, yeah. So he not only doesn't feel like it's not a family anymore. A lot of the people that originally brought him in are no longer there. But again, he doesn't feel like he's being used as what he imagined or want it to be used as. So,
Right.
this is big news. And there is some other news, which I'm sure we'll tip on later. And I'm not sure if Myth is related to the issue that they have going on with their CEO at TSM. So there is some drama going on there.
You're right.
That, I think we'll probably hit on later.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. I'm not sure if they're connected.
Is
but
that?
We'll see.
Yeah. Isn't that one of our headlines this week?
It was.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
is.
I believe it's 20 yours, Bubba.
It is.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, it was a business thing. All right, we'll circle it back.
Yeah, we'll bring. Yeah.
Right. I see it. Okay, cool. Well, shoot. Circle on back. Yeah, again, for one of the OGs, I think that makes sense. You know, it's interesting to hear that, and I think he kind of has a point. Cause, like, to that end, all the names that we just rattled off, right? Mm-hmm. We know all those were like, yeah.
Shrewd, Pokemon.
Why don't we know, like, again, if you come from that cloth, if you come from that group, why don't you have your own, you know what I mean, your own brand, a larger following? Again, as a person of color, like I said, we're looking for this. And we can't find him. So I think, you know, without knowing a ton of details, the proof kind of feels like it's in the pudding. You know what I mean? Like, hey, how come he's not as big as Pokemon or any of these other people? He's been around that long. He had the same base.
Yes.
But the fact is, honestly, a lot has changed since 2018. Right? It feels like we just got here, but like,
No.
if you were in that conversation in 2018 and you haven't leveled up significantly since then you're left behind. And I think Myth is finding himself there, and it's like, yo, what the fuck? Again, there's guys like Swag. Like, Swag is eating Myth's lunch all day long. Like, there's no way Swag should be out here the way he is with J Smooth and Santana and his whole squad. Myth should be eating that because that's what we're looking for, and he's got the credibility. So we'll have to see. He does lean a little bit closer to that computer space, Javo. Maybe more, you know, little PC niggas.
Well, we'll see what other content that he you know, it looks like he says he might be looking at something other than gaming content that he might want to venture into. So we'll see what's
Like
coming.
a podcast?
Maybe.
Take investors. We're open.
Maybe
We're open.
photography.
This could be a 5-person podcast. Come on, hop in, Myth. Put my
So we have
Open the Metaverse.
couple other sport topics just to quick hit real just for a second. Barcelona once again esports partners with Gamer Hub's media events, which will be helping organize a number of esports events and tournaments. Team Vitality and Adidas has joined forces to launch a semi-pro team called Yellow Stripes that will compete in the League of Legends tour that's upcoming 2022. Or Esports teams up with KFC India, which is, if I'm correct, I believe a India mobile sports gaming team had just teamed up with KFC. They'll help with like digital content, team jerseys, and apparently there's an avatar Colonel Sanders I haven't found yet, but we'll see.
KFC India.
We have, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this kid's name right. I'm going to go with Sim. Bull. What is it? Sim? Oh, that's cute. CEM. Sim. Like, yeah. Bolok Basi makes jump to Formula 2 championship. Madden and
awesome.
Nickelodeon
That is
once
pretty
again is I believe if it hasn't launched already this past week, I know
it
Madden
did.
and Nickelodeon
I think it was
are
Thursday.
back out again.
Quickly on Sam Bolukbasi, that's he jumped from Formula
sim
Esports,
racing
like the racing video games,
to
sim
real life
racing,
racing.
up to Formula 2, which is the the one level below
Oh, so it's
Formula
not
1
just
racing.
oh my
Yeah,
God.
so
It's very
wow.
serious. He went from
Wow.
simulated to a real car.
To a
and he's
real
like, I
car,
wouldn't have
yeah.
got here if I didn't play. Big deal.
Wow.
This has happened one other time and it went like okay, but this
I'm
guy
so
looks like
glad
the
you
real
said
deal.
that
Yeah.
because earlier I was talking to Mark, and this goes back to just really quick last week when we were talking about Lil Uzi, which I was getting pretty passionate about like how the level of difficulty playing on a wheel and pedals on a gaming simulator. Yeah, Uzi was on that final stretch, but like, how much time does he put into that type of game? Like, can he just hop in and be able to do that? Because you're looking at some kid like this, who I don't know how long he's been doing it, but to come from a virtual to get into the Formula 2 behind the wheel,
Very serious. I mean, the
Very,
number
very
of
serious.
dial, the very, very serious, uphill, learning curve.
Think about how
And so, yeah, it
safe-
has to be very realistic, bro. And you have to put in serious time. You say, like, when you see
This is a
Uzi
big deal.
racing like that, it's like,
Yeah.
how much time you spend doing this? Because you're kind of good at this.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, don't get
You
me wrong,
have
he
to
got
really
the time
be
and the
doing
money
this.
and the resources, but
Right.
I'm looking at this kid, bro. I'm so glad you said that, man. Didn't know it was from gaming, and then he got into the wheel. So I'm gonna keep an eye on that, because this is a big deal. Again, think about the safety. You know what I mean? If this kid actually can be able to compete and do very well. All right?
That's what we talk about again when we opening up sports, right? And a lot of the most profitable sport, we think about what sports do we see people of color play, right? Mm-hmm. The ones they pay for us to play, which starts to feel a lot more like we're playing for their entertainment. You don't see us, and not in the leisure sports, not golf, not so much tennis. No, we play things like football and basketball, right?
Yeah.
The things that pay for college kids to go to college for free, but the things that pay for all the other rich kids to have fun and enjoy themselves, right? All those entertainment sports, we don't play the leisure sports that can go and make us really a lot of money. These things start to open those doors. We've talked about this before, specifically in terms of racing, because the barrier to entry, like, God, you don't have enough money to buy a race car and crash that race car.
Yes, the risk.
You can't.
Right?
But you can prove your talent in sim racing and then break out through. So this is really, really awesome to keep an eye on it.
An update every year.
Yeah.
I got his first race when he gets to the track.
Banton, you want to hop into this little culture action?
Yeah. I mean, let's see here.
Great segment, Jimbo.
I don't know if you guys heard about this, but I didn't think I could not talk about this week.
This was almost you love to see it.
Honestly, though, it's pretty borderline, but it goes to show, man. So 2 LA cops get fired for ignoring a robbery so they could play Pokemon Go. Let me. I'll go ahead and just read through this. Some of these bullet here is from
this is
PC
wild.
Gamer article. So
how you get
excuse me.
So a California court has ruled 2 officers of Los Angeles Police Department who ignored a robbery in progress call so they could hunt down a Snorlax in Pokemon Go instead will be fired. Let me see. Court documents indicate that the incident occurred in April of 2017, so a few years ago. When these 2 officers were on foot patrol during their patrol, they received a call for backup to handle an active robbery with multiple suspects at a nearby mall. But instead of coming to help,
I bet there was that fox.
They left the scene. When their sergeant asked about their failure to respond to the call, they claimed that they hadn't heard about it, that there was a lot of music and it was really loud in the park where they were patrolling. Lying ass niggas. The sergeant let it drop.
I didn't hear it.
Right. Huh? No, it's too loud out here. What was that?
I gotta leave this on?
You got what?
That's funny.
I don't know. Whatever. Can you guys turn it like... The sergeant let it drop at first, but soon reconsidered. This was a more serious situation than emulating Pokemon Go on your PC, after all. He decided to take a look at their digital in-car video system, which records officers' actions while in their vehicles, and that's where things went very long for the Pokemon cops. The video... Wow.
Pokemon.
The video revealed that they were in fact parked very close to the mall when the call came in, that they had not heard only the call but discussed whether or not they should answer it, and that they radioed in to say that they were at a different location just to justify not returning to the call for backup. Wow. Them niggas really wanted that Snorlax.
This is why, and this is Luis Lozano and Eric Mitchell.
Please put their names on blast.
Snorlax,
I have so many thoughts.
So shouts to the LAPD for trying to collect them all rather than keeping niggas safe.
I had read some into this too, and I learned that, man, it's not just them. Like, the whole department beyond this, like they said that they have found text messages about like them bragging, because like apparently they were
this
like
department?
saying, I don't know if you read that part where they were like, oh man, the department's gonna be so jealous about this when we tell the guys later.
It's like this is like in the office when all the niggas start playing Call of Duty and stuff. They have to. Oh no!
So when they find out like Brad and Luis wasn't there, they'll find out later, because nigga was chasing that Snorlax that y'all fuckers missed out on because y'all want to go fuck with the kids at the Burlington Co-Factory. So it's like, bro, it's wild.
One, did they catch the Snorlax? Like, I need closure on this. Did you get it or not, my niggas? Come on. But 2, and more importantly, like, I can't even get past the headline. It is apparently so hard to fire police officers. No, they just be killing niggas all the time. They fired 2 of them for this with no problem. They were like, hold on a minute.
Hold on.
not administrative leave, not dock some pay, not on some,
the only thing, Kevin, I could debunk.
Fire?
The only thing I could debunk on that is it did take them 5 years to fire him, though. It says since 2017. In
I'm
April is when they
happy
got
you
blessed.
said that.
I mean, it's like,
all.
look, yeah, but it took them dudes was chilling for 5 years, probably stacking. I didn't see anything
so
no
happy you said that.
suspension. So to
I'm
know
ready to
though,
start
to know
firing
though,
off at the hip.
that you that nigga that's got to go to court.
Snorlax nigga, you had to sit in that for 5 years. There goes the Snorlax nigga. I'm telling you, you better have caught that Snorlax, because if you also
better,
didn't
bro.
catch it,
They didn't say that part.
that's pop. I'm dead. That's great.
Oh man.
I thought that was if you hadn't heard that, then yeah, go ahead and check that out. Pokemon Go. Pokemon's big, man. Fuck your robberies, dog. We got stuff to handle out here. And some
bigger than
other
big.
headlines. Let's see here. Xbox boss Phil Spencer wants your banned players list to follow you everywhere.
I'm here for that.
Yeah.
Did y'all?
I'm here for that.
Did y'all see that comment we got on the Instagram that was like, yeah, this is like, that social score thing they talk about, and I was like, hold on a minute, this got really Black Mirror-ish really fast.
Whoa, no. Social score. Every
let me
time I
see
look,
the
bro, I'm
final
always seeing
comment.
promoted on such and such. Dog. I'll be ready to swing at these niggas.
I know, I'll just be deleting those. I posted it in our
like they
homie.
know us.
Right. Yeah,
Our boy, Limelight Boy Gaming, he commented and said, well, this is pretty much the social credit score that we've spoken about for years that happened in China already. So shouts to Limelight Boy Gaming. Also, damn, you're right.
It's a Black Mirror-ish as fuck, bro. That episode?
Yep. It'd be like that. Sorry, go on.
Get them niggas, Bo. We don't want that out here. Earn it. Following up from a few weeks ago, the Fast and Furious heist for them GPUs on the highway looks like they ended up in a trailer in Vietnam. So, if you guys haven't updated your computer yet, go ahead to head to Vietnam.
Yep.
Give them your number, and you should get it somewhere in the forest.
And they were caught, luckily, because of the serial number. So it wasn't as easy as just, like, hooking it up. People were hooking it up. It couldn't work. They were like, yo, they reach out for the warranty. They realized that the warranty's expired. That's because that serial number was
Right.
Yeah. Got y'all niggas. So, yeah, bro.
Plus,
I know a couple people in the hood,
bars.
bro. Would have had you real easy on that. And then my nigga Jossie would have had you set.
So, oh god. So, hey, yo, so were they recovered, or they just like found them?
Well, some were found in, I believe, mining warehouses, and others again were found due to the customer thinking that they're getting them for cheap, goes to set it up, and then was like, "Hey, yo," reaching out to with manufacturers and finding out that they were stolen.
NVIDIA. I'm just like, hey, do I have to give it back? I'm like, I bought this, so like it's mine.
Oh no!
Do I have to give it back?
Oh
no, we're good. Start dancing. You froze for a little bit, Kev. Last time we did this, we were still recording. Yeah, he's still.
You're right. That was funny when it happened to just us.
There you go.
We were dancing like alone, but together.
Yeah, we thought we were alone, but we weren't. But anyways,
am I good now?
You're fine now. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, I think you're good back. You're back now.
Oh wait, no, Anton's still doing headlines. My bad.
Yeah. Let me. Come on.
I like this next one.
Yeah, so apparently, what we talked about last week, those Zephyr masks from Razer, apparently they lied about them. And I was curious about this, so I looked into it. So I guess they have to rebrand them because they're not actually like N95 respirator masks. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They led to believe they were N95 respirator masks on the website. So.
Yeah, but they're not. So.
Damn.
So.
That's not a big deal.
Anything to make a
back to the drawing board. With
like, it doesn't actually protect you. It just looks really cool. But
I seen the video of a guy,
but the fans are real,
bro. It shows like a cleared on your lips, and it looks like your lips are like sucked forward. Like, I'm just saying. I'll send you a picture.
I'm good on it.
Nigga walk around with a Zoolander face, sounding like Bane.
I'm super good on that. Yeah, that voice changer is kind of cool though. That sounds kind of funny.
Right. Let's see. Farmers using VR on cows to produce more milk.
Very depressing.
Have you heard about that? And it worked. It worked for this.
VR is lit. Fuck out of here.
It worked.
Makes you happier.
I want my cows to have the best experiences. Happy cows come from California. I see that commercial.
Oh, that's sad. No, I'm looking at it now. That's not cool.
They used 2 of them. It's one VR set.
They threw that cow in the Paradise City, bro, and the cow's like, "Oh, I could do that."
That's fucked
My
up.
man just caught his feelings.
Call PETA right now. Call PETA. Report the fall.
Bessie,
They're chewing.
living
Put
like
Bessie on a roller coaster.
Somebody
Yeah.
happy.
Oh, that's fucked up. Damn. That was fucked up. Let's see. God of War's PCs. New accessibility laid the groundwork for God of War Ragnarok.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yep. That was.
Oh, dope. So then Ragnarok's coming next. Nice.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. That's gonna be
that's a
fucking
sequel.
dope.
That's a sequel to the one that just got released on PC. Also,
That's
PlayStation.
going
I've
to
seen
be
Thor.
incredible. Yeah, that nigga's pulling up in that, bro. They gonna be
Thor, nigga.
this nigga beefing with the
Ragnarok.
gods. He was outside of his house at the end of the last episode, like, cause we about to. Yo, that cutscene's tough. If you've never seen it, I'll have to send it to you. FaZe Temper versus King Kenny at USA versus UK boxing event. It's coming up on March 5th.
Anybody know
Shouts
King
to them.
Kenny? I don't, but Temper,
I
that
don't.
nigga does.
He's
He's
a
actually
musical,
Brazilian.
musical
so
artist in the United
King
Kingdom.
Kenny is? King
Yeah.
Kenny?
if he gets his
musical
ass
artist.
whooped,
Or FaZe. FaZe is Brazilian that does jiu-jitsu.
Temper. Yeah, that's the one
Temper,
nigga on
yeah,
FaZe
yeah.
that looks like he actually
yeah.
might do some shit. Yeah.
Oh, I seen a couple of his roundhouses that he was fucking around just joking, and I was like, nah, bro, you do that for real. Like, yeah.
That
You
form
ain't
is
pulling
too
up
good.
in them joggers.
I'm not fighting Temper, and I'm not playing
Play
Kiko
video
in
games
football.
in the meantime.
That part. Right.
Let's see. Disguised Toast gets banned for watching Death Note. Another person gets banned for that.
I don't get that. What,
Is that
He
on
got,
Twitch?
he got banned on Twitch. Yeah. Apparently, he came out and said that he did it on purpose, only because of what happened with Pokemon, and he's just trying to prove that, he's just chilling, watching his favorite anime with his peoples, and why does that matter to anybody? But copyright is a thing, so he did it on purpose, and he got banned.
It really
he
does
got banned
matter.
for good.
Like
It does matter.
for good.
Yeah.
I get it. I get everybody being like, why can't I just enjoy it? But like, it really does matter. Like it sounds simple, but all these broadcasting versus street, like it's all different, and it's all created to protect content creators like us. But that sucks.
and his name is Disguised Toast.
Yes. Yeah, that's
Okay.
I'm flipping
That's a
that.
good gamer tag.
I thought it was some Twitch lingo. I was
Look at this.
lost.
Hold on for 1 minute.
That's why
If
I
can
was
just
like,
check.
I was about to, so I was like, yo, how do you do that with the toast?
Is it toast? How do you know it's toast if it's disguised?
Yeah, it was-
How do you?
The Toast isn't a fucking ghillie suit.
Forget about it. Forget
I'm
about
sick of
it.
you.
Nice name.
Yeah, that's funny. Actually, since we're talking about this, I was watching Agent 00 last night on YouTube, and apparently a big thing on 2K is that they've been banning their content creators as well. Who was it? I need to look up the name. I'm sorry, I missed that. But because one of their top streamers, I guess he was streaming on Twitch, trying to be one of the first people to get legend, like the level 40 right after, because the new season just started,
Right.
2 days ago. And I guess when he was in the game, he told his viewers like, "Hey, sell the game so I can hurry up and reach level 40." And so they consider that boosting, and so they're banning like some of their top
That's
content
wild.
creators for that. Yeah,
That is
I need
boosting
to
though,
find the
bro.
name.
That's wild.
Yeah, but
But that's cheating.
It's kind of a
Don't
trip,
cheat,
but
nigga.
It
yeah,
is. It's
since we're
cheating.
talking about this, it's a trip like those different ways how they're finding ways to like ban people online. You know what I mean? For streaming, for boosting, I'm like, damn.
Cheaters.
Slightly same,
Activision
but
started a
different.
trend. Activision started a trend.
Mm-hmm.
Get rid of the cheaters.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
That's something I'm really proud of. Is the gaming community polices the gaming community. We don't want it compromises it for everybody, and it ruins the whole game. Y'all like, don't cheat. It's not that hard.
If you're not good, you're not good. How's it go? If you're twash, you're twash.
I believe that's the
I heard
saying.
that's
If
what
you're
they say.
twash,
That's the saying.
you're twash.
Let's see. Lastly, here, if you also didn't hear, Logan Paul's $3.5 million. Speaking of Pokemon box, was actually a box of GI Joe cards.
Good for him.
Rip.
Rip.
Mega rips there.
Mega
Else.
rip.
And lastly, the Xbox One is officially dead. Apparently, they're stopping production of that, which has been going
I
on
did hear about
since
this.
Well,
2017. So
Just really quick, I think this is a brilliant move on Xbox again, as far as them having 2 different series of consoles you can buy, with getting the Series X, right, and then just the Xbox. What is the other one
S.
called? S?
Whatever
Because
yeah, the
me,
smaller one.
I was looking to buy one for my daughters, and I was like, yo, what was the other one called? I couldn't think about it. I was like, oh, the Xbox One. So yeah, unfortunately, I have to buy one like if they were used or off of like third party, like back market or some shit like that. What I'm going to say is this is brilliant on their part, but did you know that PlayStation is making more PS4s?
I was just going to go there, and I was going to say, look at the headline again coming out this week when PlayStation is getting the negative rip, like, well, we can't get y'all PS5s. Oh, here's some more PS4s, maybe? Xbox is like, hey, we've moved on. We're not even going to make any more of that old shit. And so here I am. We're talking about Xbox, and PlayStation got the negativity again.
Yep.
Another miss.
Why do you keep doing this, man?
It hurt my soul, bro. We love you. We love you.
It's how to do that shit with his jawline, bro. Tight.
It's like trying to defend somebody. You know what I mean? It's like some niggas just acting up, and it's like, but I don't know, man.
Every time you get close to defending them, it's like some shit comes out, and you're like, wait, what?
Yep.
You did what?
I be chilling over there at Adidas, y'all. I'll be like, look, I love Nike too. I love Nike. Ye said it. You can't have a black man without Air Force. Like, come on. Jordans, we need Jordans. That said, though, it could happen.
And Republicans buy shoes too, right?
If Xbox came back, it could happen. Right? No randoms. That's your culture news for the week. Shit. Slide into the business game right quick. Talk a little business news.
Give me something.
I'm really hyped on this. I need to take like a couple of weeks away from the metaverse because this shit is all anybody talks about. But granted, all the podcasts, I just listened to like Brilliant Idiots this week, and they were talking about metaverse for 45 minutes. Like Joe Budden's, it's a lot going on right now. So here's the headline.
Joe Budden's listens to our podcast.
He might. I'm gonna try.
He has to.
I hope so.
There's no way he starts talking about this. We've been talking about
this. My nigga Ice is the tech one over there, so he would
right?
be the one.
Ice be over there. Ice, Davo, you're Ice, bro. I swear.
You think so?
You're West Coast Ice. Also 20 years younger.
That's my nigga, bro.
That's my
with the Iversons, he be rocking the Iversons and shit.
Right?
Nigga Ice.
He be having a different style over here. Like, what y'all know about this? But right, headline. Yahaha Studios raises $50 million for a no-code game creation metaverse. This comes from VentureBeat, so true business news here. Yahaha Studios today announced. I can't say that and keep a straight face, by the way. I just wanted to note that. I keep saying.
Oh God, bro! I've been waiting for this shit to actually be Yamaha.
I want it to be Yamaha so bad. Yamaha sounds cool. Yahaha sounds dorky. All right. Yahaha Studios today announced it has raised $50 million in investments. It'll put this money toward building its metaverse game creation platform of the same name. Damn. If anything, you're going to lose the name. Which it plans to launch in early 2022. So now. Yahaha is the metaverse platform dedicated to... Stop. Dedicated to user-generated content, originally created by a team of Unity veterans. You guys familiar with Unity?
No, not at all.
Unity.
Right? Unity. I went just to go check out some games. So they're like a game platform, like Unreal Engine,
Okay.
The Unity engine. Some popular games they have Cuphead, if you guys know Cuphead.
Yes.
And then the one that's the bigger one, I think, is Rust. So Rust actually runs on Unity.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Anton was big on
and a bunch of other games. Yeah, but I guess they're really big. They're 2D, 3D, avatar, metaverse. Like, that's their space.
Okay.
So it says here, right? They brought some veterans from Unity. This offers a modular set of services for game development, including art assets. That's huge. Developers of varying experience levels can create or monetize games within Yahaha Studios' editing tool. It also has a social component that allows users to share their games on multiple platforms. The company raised the amount across 3 rounds of funding in the last 6 months. The CEO says in a statement, connecting users around the world through virtual entertainment, Yahaha offers a unique, creative, and social experience to game developers and gamers alike. We are empowering creators at all levels, from established developers to those making their first game. Everyone can be a creator in our virtual world.
Hey, 1 second, Kev. What is Yahaha CEO's name?
Oh, you trying to put me out there? Chris Zhu. That's an easy one. Chris Zhu. You thought you were going to give me.
I was like, that's an easy one.
I did. I skipped right over that. Caught my live
What was his
reading.
name, by the way?
Y'all caught my live readings. Hey, I was on stage
was
the
like-
other day. I was presenting at work. These niggas changed the teleprompter on me.
Oh no!
I was up in the second
shit.
round, and as I was reading my lines, I was like, "Hold on a minute! You changed the teleprompter. Oh, what?
So
You
it
can't
wasn't
change the
what
lines."
you were saying. It wasn't what you were saying. That
We
was
like
up
had a
there?
script worked out that we agreed upon, and I ran
Got
the
it.
first round where I had already
Got it.
done it. So I had, and I memorized my lines. I
Yeah,
had
yeah,
it.
yeah.
And then the second time I went up on stage
Complete
for the
different.
final rehearsal, they changed just a couple of lines, but
Yeah.
change one word and it will throw you all the
Oh,
way
I
off.
bet, bro,
I
'cause
was
you're like,
reading
that wasn't
right through
there.
my words. I was like, and it also has social component that you guys changed the words on the teleprompter. What the heck?
Yeah, that's awesome.
So yeah, you saw me live reading there, a little bit of editing. But
That's awesome. Yes.
this is
Chris.
super important because, like we talked about before, you guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
We kept saying the IP arms race. It's about the platforms that develop. So a couple of things here. One, you guys get the concept, right? It's just a game creation platform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
the no code aspect is the goal is to make it really easy. It's just like when we're editing our MySpace, you know, in the old days you had coding and then they're like, here's tools to make it really easy. They give us all the tools, or it's like if you guys have made a website on Squarespace or something like that, where it's like, I make great websites, it's like I don't know how to code at all. So they really are gonna make it simple, and the goal of that, right, is to lean into your creativity. This isn't
Yeah.
about you knowing how to program in tech. If you're an art director or a creative, if you tell stories, you make movies, you're a you draw. We don't want you to have to learn how to also hone another skill set just to be able to express yourself. Just
Yeah.
show up and get the art out. If you got it in here, show up and get it out. So they've created that platform, right? Within the metaverse, which is really important for us, again, to have this whole blockchain sentiment there. So they're trying to create that platform to make it as easy as possible for creatives to come in. Some of the really key things here, right, including art assets. So that's when we get back to talking about, like, can you broadcast Death Note, or who and what controls the assets? It's like they're going to have assets built in. So a Nike can make a deal with the platform. And then, so Nike has a deal with the platform. Air Force Ones are in the platform and they cost $5. Now, on the platform, every game on the platform has access to those Air Force Ones for $5. Right?
Okay, yeah.
That's huge, right? Just getting it all in one spot. So then it just becomes about who you get to come there. So Unity's, they have the Unity vets. Now it's just about what games you get to create there. So you make the platform first, and creatives come and start kind of playing around there. And all of a sudden games start to pop off there, and then community starts to develop there, and then you become the go-to. So this is huge, really cool, and the no-code aspect of it is going to make it really, really accessible to game developers, us.
Mm-hmm.
What
We
y'all
the
think?
people.
Anything?
No, not just. I
Other
mean,
people-
you
Yeah.
just
I mean-
kind of just said what I was just thinking right there. They're creating a world where everyone can kind of start doing their own thing, and it almost like creates its own universe. And you know what I mean, in a sense. And people kind of it draws there. So no, that's cool. I like that. Anyone that can kind of. I mean, we're in that age, man. People are starting to create that. It's
I think it's cool that they're
I don't know, it's a
giving
trip.
they're giving people a platform to start doing, I guess, like an indie scene of gaming, where you don't have to work
Yeah.
for these major companies to create a game. If you have the intelligence to do it, hop on and do it. And if people love your game, then they love your game.
That's what I was just
Well,
thinking
we
when you were talking about it. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
you may not know how to do this, but here's a platform to do it and just try it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Start
you may be
learning.
artistic, but you don't have the like we were talking about with racing. You may not have the car, or the you know what I mean, to crash it. But like in a sense, you know what I mean? Like here's the
It's exactly that. That's such a good point. It's exactly that. You might not have the whole, the time to go through a whole college course for a couple of years. That's building the car and crashing it. You don't have the money to spend and the time, but you might have the talent. We just don't even get to find out. Yeah, I think it's a really big deal. And we were talking about that, to Marcus's point, when you're working on those indie games, and this exists to an extent, right? Like, I think the Unreal Engine is just available for people. This is what Fortnite Creative is, by the way. That's exactly what Fortnite Creative is. You just have to make it within Fortnite. But you can
Right.
go and build whatever game you want. It can be a runner or a VR, whatever. So it's getting there. But when we talk metaverse and blockchain and things like that, remember we were saying how you can start to give ownership of the game to the players? So we could start to this platform. We could start to invest. So we like the game and we want a better game. We start to have control and a say in the game, and we can start to really fuel it or provide more funds and up level and change the game within this community. So really exciting. Future's happening now.
Forza. When you say that, Forza has a lot of that. A lot of their races and stuff like that, or like made by creators and stuff like that. They're like tracks that people made and stuff like that. That's like a lot of their big thing is like they don't even make them. It's tracks that they have like people made for the game that get upvoted and become like the most popular. And that's the ones that like are.
I think back I go way back. I'm not sure if y'all remember like playing Line Rider. All those people creating those tracks for people to play, and then you just hop on and
Line Rider.
Yeah, you've never played that game when you were younger?
No, that sounds
like a computer game,
bro.
Yeah, it's a computer game.
Isn't that a computer game?
Yeah. And people would create their own like little tracks.
Yo,
and
nerdy computer ass nigga, Kev.
I was in computer class.
Isn't it like these? Those are the type of games where Octane got influence from, though. No, in Apex, because that's where his influence came from. Was from someone speed running. Wasn't that from someone like speed running a gauntlet or something like that?
You know what?
I think
speedrun games do come from Line Rider if you think about it.
Yeah,
I didn't even think of
games like
because it's like custom made courses. Like who can do those? Yeah, isn't that like that's where Octane's influence.
No, you're right. The runners, it's just a 3D like Line Rider, but in 3D. That's really interesting. You know, as I'm listening to you guys say this, which like obviously, but also that's what GTA 5 is. It's just a no code game creator.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People just like they're making movies, and doing all kinds of stuff. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean. You're just creating scenarios and stuff, but it's like I don't know how to code and create avatars or buildings, but if you give me the blocks, I can tell stories in here. Yeah, of course I can. And niggas are killing. Like that TikTok you sent me, Marcus. Like, what is this? That's GTA 5, but it's cinematic because he has cutscenes.
Right.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
That guy, whoever made those videos, should look into making real videos. He's really talented.
Right. Yeah, that was crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But you might not have a cast and a crew and a set, but you know, in real life, that's just expensive. That's the race car. But in GTA 5, you have a whole cast of extras and brands, and
it's brilliant, man.
Let me slide into these headlines right quick. Feel free to stop me anywhere. This was huge, actually. So Take-Two Interactive is buying Zynga for $12.7 billion. I'm not like super interested in the games or whatever. That's just a ton of fucking money. That's a huge amount of money.
And Take-Two Interactive, that has nothing to do with the game It Takes Two. That's something completely separate, right?
Correct.
Yeah. I was happy you said that.
Just want to make sure. I like them niggas made money. It was like, we buying y'all asses.
We out of here.
Game of the year. We're coming for everybody.
I'm going to go play that now. The CRO, this one's a big one. And honestly, if they didn't spend so much money to take the top spot in headlines this week, this would be our number one. Chief Revenue Officer, but also just the man. Jeff Patz departs from FaZe Clan off to greener pastures. I know he announced it a little while ago, and he's been endorsed. They had a big going away party, so definitely not an ugly departure from FaZe Clan. I know from hands-on experience, we probably put together 3, 4, 5 different activations. He really sits in on everything. He's like their chief revenue officer.
Yeah,
but him and their CMO, they hop into the meetings and they come up with these activations like hand in hand. So
and he's really only been with FaZe for like what 3 years, right? Like it was.
So for the whole change, right? Because when we go back, because FaZe Clan was culturally FaZe Clan, but they didn't start to really become the business they are until they hired people like Jeff and Xavier, and then of course their CEO Lee Trink. Those three really have been just fantastic. But Jeff's been along for the ride, and like I said, from personal experience, I know he is part of the secret sauce in FaZe Clan. So well wishes to Jeff, and we are excited to see where he lands.
Yeah, I seen some of his credibility, so I definitely did learn that motherfucker was mad important, bro.
Yeah, he really is dope. So one of his last projects was that X-Shot thing. I got to unbox that on the pod. The little blaster I got, I'll show y'all. But jumping in, TSM CEO under investigation. Looks like their CEO is on the way out. Which yet another one. Keep holding them accountable. Hold them accountable.
This toxicity in gaming organizations, bro. Gotta get them out of here, dog, because this shit is killing it. It's killing it.
As the money and attention goes up, they're gonna start getting ousted, and if you're not the real deal, you're getting put on your ass. Love it.
You just talking down to motherfuckers, bro. Get drop
Fortnite
kicked.
slides back onto iOS via GeForce. We like the night moves. Get you some Fortnite. We talked about this briefly. Sony to make more PS4s due to the shortage of PS5s. All right, sure. Cut your foot off or something like that. That makes no sense.
Also, go ahead and get their new PSVR 2. It's like,
right?
How can I do that?
We can get PSVR 2 with our PS5
Anton.
that you can't get. We'll give you a PS4, which not only... Dope, but... Did you guys see how... is it Sam? Somebody is suing Apple saying that having the different color bubbles is
for bullying.
Bullying. Right, it's bullying. Like, oh, you got the blue text. I just wanted to say the same thing here. Like,
I got some
niggas
text
play
messages
PS4
then with y'all bullying old boy for having the
No,
note.
Apple's
Don't do the
bullying
face.
you. Apple's bullying you. We're just cool kids. We're just cool kids.
I don't get messages sometimes because of your ass, nigga.
All I know,
I'll be trying to respond to your messages.
This green bubble makes me sick. I was like, damn.
Dog, all I'm saying is I can't write to our group chat on my computer. It's annoying.
I hate it.
I'm
trying to respond to Mad Marcus text. I can't even respond to the text directly.
I can text everybody on my computer but you.
Can't even name our chat. It's just our name.
It's just group chat.
I'm about to make this bullying shit go into effect.
I gotta go.
He's walking away again.
Marcus leave twice.
We're gonna be on Fox News on the grand jury and that's like evidence. Like, see prime
Video
exhibit
evidence.
A.
Marcus, bro, that's like the walkaways get me. All right, fucking the camera shaking and everything.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel about y'all when you come playing the PS4 versions, like iMugs and shit. You guys got the PS4 version?
I'm done again. No, I'm out.
Oh, Marcus got the PS4 version.
3 times today.
Oh man,
I gotta stop.
That's why I'm going to PC. That's why I'm going to PC.
There, get your boy out of there. Speaking of
open
PC,
arms, Bubba. Open arms.
Hey.
where are we at here? Oh, this is cool. Valve and Geico team up for a Portal-themed insurance ad because Portal is still relevant, but we like to see it. So keep getting money from the big companies. I'm leaving it there.
Geico shooting
Some
in
old
the
guy
game
at Geico is like, I used to love the game Portal. We should do this. The kids love it. Dork.
Check out the commercial then.
Envy Gaming. Is it good?
I thought it was pretty good. It's pretty funny. It's Geico. It's a
Damn,
little
foot in my mouth. I take it back.
We'll take a look.
We support gaming here, though. Go Portal
Yes.
or whatever the hell. Envy Gaming acquires operating rights for Esports Stadium, Arlington. There's a lot
That's
going
Texas,
on in
right?
Texas.
Yeah, Texas.
That's a lot.
That's big.
Remember, they're. And I think I only just figured out that Envy is not Complexity. So Complexity has the deal with the Cowboys, right?
Yeah.
And we're gonna have to keep getting straight on all these teams. And Envy, okay, and then so you guys know, there are the Belong Gaming arenas. I think also started in Texas that came over from the UK. They've opened like 4 or 5 spots now. One in Philly. They're starting to really get there. They're gonna be really huge. I really believe that. But continuing to see this grow and grow. Whenever we're getting back to IRL events, a lot of new spots to be there. Specifically in Texas, I don't think they care too much about the COVID, so they're having fun.
Yeah, it's Coachella.
Right. Move Coachella to Texas. Are you going this year?
Yeah, we can too.
I thought about it.
Still thinking about it.
I'm still thinking about it, but like, the way my COVID is set up.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a bad time. Like, I'm good. I'm done.
If I'm gonna get
one.
COVID anywhere, it's gonna be Coachella, not at PB, at Shore Club on a Sunday
Like I said,
afternoon.
at Target.
It's a short club to me.
Around some drunk nigga on flip flops that don't feel like wearing his mask. I would get pissed if I got COVID that way. But if I'm
nigga wearing
screaming
khakis.
Ye and Harry Styles and who else is gonna be there? I don't know.
Not Travis.
Let me know when it is. I might pull up. We went to the Andrew Schultz show last week, and I was like, well, this is it. I mean, we're just going to get niggas all over. Is me and B and the nigga to our left and to our right, just masked off. And they were talking to each other. I was like, we can move seats. Like, this is your party. Please don't talk over us.
Yeah. When we went to Bebro last month,
And tell me
and my
why.
wife were just
You know how
looking
every
around.
show...
Yeah, we were
Right?
just
You
like,
know, every show
we're in
has the
Miami.
one loud person. Go on, you go first.
We
Miami.
did. Oh yeah. When we were at Vibra, that festival in Miami that I missed that episode on, me and my wife just looking around, we're like, oh yeah, this is one of us is catching COVID. We got back, she caught COVID.
Oh yeah.
But no regrets. No regrets. It was a hell of a festival, so
No
it was
regrets.
super fun.
That's what happened at
Regrets.
shows. We had, there's always the one loud woman at the show that's shouting at him directly behind me. Like her foot kept hitting my shoulder. I was like, hey, if you could stop. So her and her man are back there. They no masks, and they were the ones shouting when he was like, yeah, I'm done with this COVID. And they're like, yeah. They're like the Republican. They're like, fuck this. It's fake news. Right behind me. And I was just like, all right, well, sure.
We're here.
Screaming it all over you.
Screaming all over me. Just watch this COVID. All right, flying through. Galaxy Racer to invest $10 million in Malaysia's esports ecosystem. Big deal. Love to see it. Couldn't point to Malaysia on a map if I needed to, though, so we should brush up. Tabletop Simulator Studio kills global chat for good. Makes $10,000 donation to trans advocacy group. I don't know a ton about that one, Marcus. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, that really goes into my recap, but Tabletop Simulator. Yeah. We'll talk about it.
We'll get to it. Love it. Krafton sues Google, YouTube, and Apple over alleged PUBG clones, right? Take that IP. Ubisoft hiring for Splinter Cell remake, storytellers, writers, right? Get up in there. And then finally for me, Konami sells one NFT for $26,000. Okay. You know what it was?
Yeah, if you click on the link,
Castlevania.
it was a Castlevania NFT. Just that one they sold for that much. Yeah.
Continuing to see that, again, looking at real collectibles, as I'm in the NFT space, I'm about the sports stuff. Like, what do people collect already? Sports things, really old videos, stuff like that. So, very cool.
You gonna get Antonio Brown's walking off the field NFT?
I saw that. Honestly, I would if I thought I could afford it. To be honest.
Did you hear his new
Antonio
song?
Brown's on them. Bro, he's on the golden run right now. He's killing it, yo.
He is killing it.
Oh, yeah.
He is killing
My man slaying. I love it. He's out there with Ye and Yulia Fox. All right, Marcus, want to take us into some gaming topics? What's up with this recap?
What's
it. All
happening?
right, so last week, this was under Anton's headline. We didn't get to talk about it about much, but I do think this is really interesting, and it's something really I like to see. We're going to talk about the
Yes, you
Gaymers.
do.
We talked about that a little bit. For real. We talked about the Gaymers a little bit, and it sounded like Javon, also Anton, didn't know too much about it. So
Gamers, that's GAYMERS.
GAYMER.
LGBTQ gaming
Right.
community.
Yes. So we're going to start off. What is a gamer? Roughly, a gamer is a person who identifies as LGBTQ and actively participates in the gaming community. So their streams have many things in common: witty captions, vibrant backgrounds, silly rules that steer live chat and that steers live chats and looks that are sometimes boyish, sometimes extravagant, with colorful wigs and expressive makeups. Watching them for the first time feels strangely familiar, like listening to your best friends ramble about everyday life and dramas, crushes, and games. Before I get into this, also I want to shout out to weird.com, because this is where this article came from.
Wired.
Wired. Don't sue
Close
me.
enough.
Let's jump back into it. So Lucas Goulart, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing his name right. Goulart, a social psychology doctor at the Federal University of Rio Grande do Sul. Goulart specializes in the intersection between queer culture and video games, and according to him, gamers are also caught between what can be seen as contrasting worlds. It's hard because sometimes they don't see themselves in either community. So that I really like drawn into that, because that's kind of like Kevin says on our pod all the time, right? Like, we're not nerds, but we're also cool people who just love to game, and that's okay. Mm-hmm. But we get that nerd word thrown at us because we say, oh yeah, I go home, I play video games, or I might collect pops. Mm-hmm. So let's jump back into it. There are stereotypes surrounding gamers, says Goulart, mainly that a gay man who is into fashion and partying cannot be a geek gamer. Someone who only thinks about video games, as he puts it. But Brazil's gamers are pushing past these stereotypes to create something new. And I can't talk, y'all. And since many of their live streams have over 10,000 active viewers, it is safe to say that their audience value personalities. During a live stream with an LGBTQ flag in the background, blue hair, and pop songs boosting in his moves, Alcides Ferlin, 29. Mm-hmm. Alcides, how do you say it? Alcides? These Brazilian
Let's go with that.
Alcides?
You're as Latin as I am.
I'll say this for
Portuguese,
We
man.
can guess. We can guess that. I don't know. It's Portuguese, nigga.
Shoots his enemies away. The Brazilian engineer and streamer describes himself as Nerd Boy and Acid Drag. He tries to create content that merges the gay and gaming communities. Ferlin knows that people love his drag queen persona, Lola DeVille. People respond to transparency, he says. I need to be smart about how I approach things because I'm not talking to the narrative gamer. But I'm committed to showing the truth, whether that means admitting difficulties, getting eyeshadow right, or being honest about having a hard time to pass levels in a game. His awareness pays off with over 8,000 followers on Twitch. Lola is part of many LGBTQ gaming initiatives, such as International Stream Queens and the Brazil Project Fierce. Both work as streaming communities and show variety of content produced by gamers. And besides participating in collective projects, Lola's personal calendar is packed. She live streams 5 days a week, anywhere from 2 to 10 hours, doing everything from playing League of Legends, offering beauty tutorials. She says, anyone who watches Gaymers know immediately what side we stand. Talking about politics, she stresses that her audience should be critical and well-informed and debates the topic with a lot of charisma. It's hard to imagine that she is new to streaming, having started her channel when the pandemic hit Brazil, as she comes across like a seasoned pro. So this
that is impressive.
This comes back, so the godmother of Brazilian gamers, like who really started this for Brazil, in the LGBT community. So Samira Close is one of those seasoned pros. She's the drag persona of Weston Pereira da Silva, a 27-year-old man from the northeastern Brazil who worked as a seamstress and telemarketing operator before becoming a streamer. Just a little information behind her. She is the son of a single and evangelical mother. Weston never considered streaming as a career while
evangelical. Oh, okay, evangelical. So really religious.
Evangelical. Okay. Weston never considered streaming as a career while growing up. He lacked the financial means to invest in equipment for gaming, which back then was only a hobby. At first, he participated in friend streams. Over time, followers started commenting on how funny and spontaneous he was and asked if he would consider making his own channel. Why not, he thought. As he searched for solutions to pay the electricity and internet bills, Samira Close was born in 2014, and the longest she has ever been offline since then is 10 days. Samira now streams with her shiny working station to almost 900,000 followers, who are eager to interact with the godmother, a nickname coined by her to her fans. Samira's live streams range from 5 to 10 hours a day. At their peak, gather over 15,000 concurrent viewers. She plays a variety of games from Free Fire to Resident Evil, depending on what mood she's in. She says, when I started, other gamers didn't take me seriously. They cursed me. They mocked me. I felt a lot of hate, she recalls.
Shouts to her, man.
Right, doing
100%.
Fighting the good
Shouts
fight.
to the godmother. You know, so much of this stuff happens in Brazil, which is important. It's important in a different community that we should continue to learn about, right? As we learn more about the black gaming community. But I see so many things like this happening in Brazil, which makes sense. Yeah. It's so big and there's so many people there, but they're really pushing the culture, like the global culture forward. And like when you have numbers like this, it's pretty serious. Something I learned about them. I was working with a transgender athlete in Brazil, and she was saying that, well, an athlete and an artist, and they were saying that there's per capita the highest level of like violence against trans people occurs in Brazil. Also, the highest consumption rate of transgender pornography is in Brazil. So it's kind of like this, right? Where it's like thou doth protest too much, right? The most people are like, this is that gay shit, get it out of here, blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, what do you do in your private time? Why are you so concerned about this?
Yeah.
Right? And so you see here, it's like, they're struggling, 900,000 followers. It's like, yeah, no, the audience is there, right? So when they talk about transparency, it's like, y'all lying, right? You talk about all these CEOs getting kicked out from these gaming communities because they're toxic. Be transparent and be honest, and the people will adopt you. But You know, again, clearly people aren't ready to fully talk about it, but the proof is in the pudding. Like, you got followers, whether they're willing to show their real name or not, they're watching your channel.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge.
Sure.
I didn't know about this.
All right. No, that's cool, man.
This next part we're about to jump into, this goes back to your headline, Kev, especially with the tabletop situation. So segregation within the gaming community. It says 74% of adults who play online games have experienced some kind of harassment or embarrassment, according to Anti-Defamation League report from July 2019. When talking about LGBTQ players specifically, 35% reported being harassed because of their identity. We are living in something that I like to call post-Gamergate, explains Goulart, the doctor himself. Gamergate, GG, was a year-long online harassment campaign that started in 2014.
Oh, that's fucked up. I'm sorry. They can't take the GG. They can't take
GG is
the
supposed to be a
GG for
positive thing.
I know. Sorry, Marcus, but they just can't do that. Gamergate. Come on, bro. GG. Like, so yeah. Either way, yeah, it was a year-long online.
Yeah, it was a year-long online harassment campaign that started in 2014, with members coordinating a series of misogynistic and violent attacks against attacks against female gamers and developers. According to Goulart, GG members declared what can be seen as a culture war over mainly two things: the diversification of a gamer identity and the growing social criticism, such as discussions about race, gender, and diversity within video games. He says, if we look closely, Gamergate was actually a lab for the American right wing. A lot of their values found resonance there, says Goulart. The movement was guided by the idea that its members, fueled by notions of superiority and extremism, refused to see in video games things that they reject in real life. Despite the discomfort she felt, Samara says the early intimidation she received from other gamers and streamers only gave her more fuel, like Vanson said. I saw it as an extra incentive to occupy the online space. There was so much to change and to transform. Samara felt responsible for leading the way for gamers, for her humor is key because it makes things lighter and easier to digest. And when it comes to giving out tips for those thinking of streaming themselves, she has only two rules. The first thing I say is, don't compare your beginning with someone's middle. And the second thing is to have fun, because when you have fun, people feel it and have fun with you. That's facts. This attitude has led to a lot of success for Samara. She has appeared on TV, released a single, and is a reference within the Brazilian gaming community. When you do drag, what happens a lot is that you get trapped in the character. Don't get me wrong, I'm very proud of everything I've achieved through Samara, but sometimes I think there are things that Wesson wants to conquer, she says. Luckily, the road has been paved for many gamers taking to streaming after Samara. I'm glad because the LGBT community likes a lot of different things, so it's just a matter of visibility. It's also a matter of diversity in the content, says Samara herself. And last but not least, this is the another big one right here. It's gamers for all audience. Rebecca is one of those streamers who knows how to shake things up. Friends with Samara, she is the drag of a 23-year-old Alexandre Paulo dos Santos. Not Junior dos Santos, don't get it wrong. Dos Santos identifies a non-binary and started streaming 3 years ago while they were still working at a beauty salon. Rebecca began her streaming career like Samara, participating in other people's streams until viewers really liked her and donated a computer so she could produce her own content. Today, Rebecca has more than over 200,000 followers and sometimes streams for more than 10 hours a day. She loves games such as Overwatch and Fortnite, but focuses on sharing her lifestyle. The main objective of my lives was never the gameplay itself. It was always the exchange, the conversation, the space where humor flows naturally, she says. Rebecca recalls that her favorite live stream was actually a karaoke night with one of the other Brazilian streamers. The girls know each other and we have a lot of fun together, she says. With every 100,000 followers, she organizes a karaoke stream with a special look, awards, and direct voting from the public. continues to say that the girls and I developed this friendship that sometimes we are playing late night games without even streaming them, she says. Rebecca says that she's convinced everyone to become neighbors so they could build a tighter community in Sao Paulo, Brazil's largest city. Even though LGBTQ streamers have gained sponsorships and public attention, they are still not mainstream, says Rebecca. They are big teams of gamers that compete and everything, and it's hard to find a member of the LGBTQ community within them. That needs to change. Maybe it is only a matter of time. With its revenue reaching an additional 5% year over year, the gaming industry in Brazil looks promising and far from the toys for boys cliche. Despite outdated stereotypes, games seem to be reaching the boys, the drags, and anyone who's willing to play.
That's why we love gaming.
That is why we love gaming.
Man.
I think what's really cool about this culture and also this topic is that at the end of the day, you know, these women can go back and just tie into their childhood and say people. Yeah. They can tie back into gaming. You know, I think gaming brings everybody together, and it's like how we say we're not the stereotypical nerd. They're not the stereotypical gay man. You know what I mean? They like to play games too, and that's perfectly fine. So I just have a few questions. So do you guys feel how do you guys feel about like the gamers community?
I think it's cool, man. This is what I just talked about a few weeks ago with Bretman Rock in The Sims, remember?
Right, yeah.
How he talked about how, like, for him growing up, he didn't have, like, the outlet, but, like, it was a way for him to, you know, create, like, the female characters and kind of, like, express himself through, like, the video game, you know what I mean? So, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I think it's cool, man. I think being able to express yourself and find whatever works for you, you know what I mean? Especially in today's world, how it is. I mean, I'm sure they face a lot more backlash than I ever did in the Call of Duty lobby. You know what I mean? So,
for sure.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Because I mean,
just,
you gotta think too, like with the universal, well, not universal, but like a lot of the shit talking and some of the terms that would be said, there'd be a lot more gay references than it is when it was like someone calling you the hard ER. You know what I mean? Like the gay references were so like coming out of everyone's mouth, where it's like someone that could be of that community. I can imagine how that would feel. Yeah. Again, other than being called the hard ER, which happens as well, just as often in gaming. All right, you catch bullets in the back of the dome. No, I'll tell you that. But I think this is really important. This is something that I also look at my daughters. Like, you know, a lot of the content that they watch are men, are women, gaming, makeup. Most look part of the LGBTQ plus community, and you know, they don't bat an eye. Like, I think that shit is amazing. You know what I mean? So I'm here for this, you know, and I know they exist. I'm glad, you know, we can spotlight on it.
Right. Have thoughts?
I mean, you guys know I'm in support. I kind of gave my thoughts earlier, but it's that same thing. Gaming's for everyone. That's our point. It's for old people. It's for young people. It's for black people. It's for green people, if those exist. Like, whoever it is, I got space for you here. When we talk about those accessibility things and those representation things, like, oh, Halo lets us have a prosthesis or whatever. Things matter more than we might think. You know, hey, it lets you have long hair, with barrettes and a beard. It's like, oh, it's a video game. No, niggas look like that. People look and feel that way, which is more important, right? And they're not just wearing things to be silly. That's the way they feel best. I feel best the way I look right now. I chose to have a beard this week. I've grown my hair out for the last year and a half. That's how I feel at this stage in my life. So, you know, enabling people to acknowledge their experience is really important, and that's what this is all about. So I'm in full support of it across the board. Always. That's what gaming's for.
Bird.
Yes, sir.
Do you guys feel like Samara was saying, do you feel like they deserve more recognition? Like more platforms should promote, kind of like how we promote Dr. Disrespect, Ninja, and guys like that?
Well, I mean, I think it was just as equal.
I feel like, I hope I don't catch heat with this, but my thing is, like, you just got to earn that. Those guys got that because they earned it. You know what I mean? They got that because they're good and because they earned it. If you're good, you earn it. then yeah, you know
Yeah,
what I mean. That's like for me one of the biggest things that irked me about like when girls these last few years started getting into streaming and shit, and it's like they're not even good. They just have like their tits out or something. You know what I mean? It's like, but then girls that are good complain, you know, about the
ones that do
misogynistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How they get treated and the disrespect, and it's like. I mean, I know I'm being very broad about it, but you know what I mean? It's like these things don't also help this, I feel like, in the industry. So it's like, if you're good at it, just get it. You know what I mean? It's like, it shouldn't, I mean, I think it's good to bring it to light, kind of like how we have, you know what I mean? Just to bring people aware of it, but like.
Yeah, and
I'm
the
not
same
gonna
thing
hold
here, like how I look at
about it, nigga. Like, let me see your KD, bro.
Our podcast, like I do want us to be great. I don't want us to just be known as a black podcast. Like, you know what I mean? I want us to be known as a good podcast as well. But I don't need but we're only black, like, attention, because
we already got that this week.
You know what I think would be good? We should try to work out an interview with a gamer. I think that'd be good. I think that'd be a good eye-opening. At least for me. I don't know. You know what I mean? We should try to link that.
Yeah, no, I in fact, I want to try and reach out and see if they speak English. I would love to try and get some Euro on it and see who's accessible. Again, that Portuguese is steep, but yeah, you know, I'd love to keep, you know, leaning into that. And your guys' point is the same, right? It's not, when we talk about equity, we don't mean just give everybody the same thing. That's dumb. We mean equity of opportunity. Like, we want, what we don't want to do, we talked about this earlier with the racing. We don't want to give everyone a shot in a race car, because then they'll die. Well, what we're looking for is the talent, right? We want to give you the opportunity to show your talent. Talent still comes first. It's not like, oh, I just played the game and I got a chance to work. No, you have to have the talent there. We're into the black gaming community, but we work very hard to have a really solid podcast. Like, we don't come in here and just talk about black things. We put a lot of work in to have a podcast that works for anyone. We also happen to be black people, right? And so what we're saying is, we don't want, or people of color, we don't want our opportunity to be kept from us. What we don't want is for us to put in the work, to be incredible, to be talented, and to show up at full speed, and then we don't get a shot or we don't get equal consideration because of how we look. That's what's important, right? So it's like, let's not leave people out because they're gay, but that doesn't mean that we have to open it up and say, oh, only gays can play. Hold on a minute.
We don't need this extra lane just for them to promote more. No.
But doesn't to our point before, with the hate we got on Instagram, right, talking about are there black Tarkov players, that also doesn't mean that we should get in their way, because when we're like, well, be great, right? When we're saying like, hey, we're going to give you the opportunity, you go be great. We have to allow them to be great. We can't start showing up like, well, hold on a minute. You're doing this gay stuff for just yourself, and what about us? We're not gay, but we should be included. No, hold on. Yeah. We already have our own thing. Like, you already have your own thing. Why do you need this? Let them build their thing. Support it. Right. Engage with it. If you like the content, watch it, just like you would with any other content. But we don't need to stop and say, okay, this is the gay hour for only gay content, because that to them is doing a disservice. What happens is you start to let people in that aren't as good. And then, even though we have it, like, we're giving them the hour of attention, secretly people go, but this isn't even really good. We just do this for the gays because they pout a lot, or they're cranky. Yeah. Same thing with black people, with women, with Jewish people, whatever group. You don't do us a favor. Allow us to show up the way we deserve to show up, but don't do me a favor and put me somewhere where I'm not qualified to be, because then I'll embarrass myself, and then the next time they won't bring someone who looks like me back.
Nope. Because I know you got your proof right here. Why?
That's my number one fear, is they go, that's why we don't hire those guys.
Guess you're bringing that home, bro.
You have to be excellent. Right. Marcus, you want to jump in them headlines for us?
Yeah, I'm going to read through some other headlines here. We have Lego delays Overwatch 2. The Overwatch 2 set over Activision Blizzard allegations. So they're not going to be doing them anymore because of all that harassment that they got right now. Red Dead Online players mad over no major updates in months. I know Anton could relate to that one. He's actually the only person I know that still plays that game, besides the community itself. Fan fucking wrote that, typed that all fucked up. A fan made an adapter that allows you to play PS5 with one hand. That's pretty cool. Shouts out to him. Shouts out to him. You love to see it. Nintendo Switch is getting the Assassin's Creed trilogy. They just keep getting more and more games. Nice. I think they're working away somebody flying a plane.
That's gotta be Anton. Are you back?
Bro, these fucking jets fly over my goddamn house, dog. I
Blue
can't do
Angels too, bro.
Niggas
trying to
fucking
sleep.
This time of year.
military ass San Diego, bro. They be flying them F-18s fly right over the house. They take off at Browns Field right there and just.
That's hilarious.
It's loud, but you know you're safe.
Yeah, that part.
Nobody come through here.
Come fuck with me, bro. I got Air Force in my backyard.
Like, that's the
F-18s
sound
on
of
that
freedom,
ass.
boy. What's up?
You hear that? That's about $3 trillion.
Yeah, let's jump back into it. Gavin Rayburn
freedom.
is leaving Playground Gaming. We have mobile game Forza Street shutting down all its servers, so you won't be playing that on your mobile phones anymore. My Hero Academia is getting a Battle Royale game for all those My Hero Academia and anime lover fans. Hopefully that works out really, really well.
Now that's Battle Royale, like more like Smash and not like PUBG, right? Or not like whatever.
No, so what I read about it, it's three. You know, you squad up, 3 people. You pick your hero. You go into a map, and last team to survive wins. So,
Yo, that's
like,
kind of
Apex.
dope. I haven't thought of like a BR game like that that's not gun based.
Right, where it's more fighting.
That sounds really fun. Does that not sound really fun, Javo?
I'm a My Hero fan, so I think that's gonna be dope. Hopefully, it's dope.
If it was like Dragon Ball Z, like I don't, I know My Hero a little bit because of my kiddo, but if it was Dragon Ball Z, something I know better, even if it was Super Smash, like I would play with those. That'd be dope.
Yeah.
Fucking niggas up. Okay,
Yeah,
sorry, move on.
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
This one's for Anton as well. GTA 6 in the works, but possibly won't be out until 2024. So you will be continuing to wait, my guy. I'm sorry to tell you.
We don't even know if we'll be on COVID 30. What is 2024?
Hey, but they're working
know
on
if I'm
it,
gonna-
right?
whatever.
It's in the works. They're promising us GTA 6.
They
Next
just want
one,
us to keep buying the other games.
Among Us is crossing over with Scream. Got a new Scream DLC, I think, coming out for Among Us. They're trying to keep that game relevant. Players keep coming.
That's a W collab.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one actually makes sense.
That's a good collab.
I like this one as well. Bandai Namco could be working on a new Killer Instinct for Xbox. Kev brought that up the other on a podcast. I think it was 2 episodes ago. He was talking about Killer Instinct. And then our favorite, Respawn, working on a new game. And it's not
My baby.
It's not Titanfall, so don't think Titanfall. They're working on a brand new title. So shout out to Respawn.
They make great
doing good
games.
things. Oh yeah,
Shouts to Medal of Honor VR.
that's out to
Hey,
8.
And
I
they
love
make
that
chairs,
game.
apparently.
You know what? I'm here for it. Oh, I didn't see that. I'm down for all of the above, 100%. I think that's what we got for the week, right?
Yeah.
Do we have?
I
Go for
didn't
it.
see this one here, but I'll just make it really quick.
Let's do it.
Do you guys? You guys are big on what's it called? Siege, right? Rainbow Six Siege, Tom Clancy.
Yeah.
Yeah, talking about
And
Extinction.
if you're not, guess what? They're about to have a new DLC dropping. It's called like Extraction or Extinction or something
No,
like
that's
that. Ubisoft?
Yeah, Extraction.
That's a
Extraction?
game.
A game, right?
It's its own game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a whole other game.
Yeah,
Okay.
with the
Drops
Rainbow
day one
Six
on
Siege characters.
Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah,
So just keep an eye out for that. It's a team-based cooperative.
Yep.
Looks a lot of fun. And I'll have some more details about Ubisoft next week, possibly collabing with Xbox Game Pass.
Ubisoft
So.
Plus.
Yeah, but I'll bring
shit.
I'll bring more details on that though, because it's not just as easy as hey, day one we have it. Looks like there might be a catch to it. So
Let's find out. What?
Yeah,
Find
we'll
out
see.
to buy NFTs or something? They need to have
I
my
don't know.
firstborn.
that or pay
figure
a
it
little
out.
extra.
Oh
see.
boy, where were we? Where were we with our jams this week?
No randoms.